Hello and welcome. Once again, we are here on Amazonia in a human mirror for the ZOTAC finals. I guess it's not really once again. I was going to say ZOTAC, but whatever. Look, point is, this is ZOTAC number 262, the finals. This is game 4 between HawK, Inquisitive HawK, spawning as the light blue human in the upper right part of the map versus Kenshin, spawning as the red human in the lower left side of the map. This is Amazonia, and I hope you guys are ready to get rocked because this game is going to be awesome. And I'm not actually going to have any rock music playing. Maybe I will. Who knows, right? But this is HawK. He's going to get the Archmage and the Footman. We don't see a whole lot of differences with the starting heroes, which, you know, it's understandable. Because going with a Tavern Hero build or going with a Mountain King first on a lot of these situations, a lot of these maps, could be a little bit seen as risky, perhaps. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I don't know enough about Human Mirror to really be able to say, well, this would be risky or this wouldn't be risky, but, my pop filter has some spittle on it. It's kind of gross. I'm going to remove that. Sorry. Anyway, we do have what we have. That's what we have, and this is what we have, and we'll have it either way. We'll always have it. This is the lone footman chilling out in the water. He's taking a dip in the pool. Anyway, we're going to have HawK coming down here with a bunch of militia. Going to go ahead and creep out this shop right there. It'll be nice to have that. And here we're going to see it looks like a scout footman coming in from Kenshin. Is he going to try to do any damage? He might try to take out some damage, do some farm damage, hurt a peasant. You know, why not cut a peasant? But we're going to see a militia now, and now he's just going to get one hit on that peasant as he now runs away. Over here for Kenshin, we're going to see him actually militia creeping out the goblin laboratory. I'm not sure how you're actually supposed to say that properly. Laboratory. Anyway, whatever. He's going to go ahead and pick up a Circlet of Nobility, a really nice item. I'm going to go ahead and also take off this green, of course. If you creep one, you always want to creep the other right there if you can. Because why not? They're so close to each other. For HawK up here, we're going to see him pick up a Wand of Illusions. Go ahead and use one of these charges for that Archmage, and that's going to be nicely done. He does, of course, that spawns with 3 charges on a Wand of Illusion. And the illusions don't deal any damage, and they take extra damage from attacks, but they do provide valuable scouting information, as well as a little bit of, you know, I'm not sure what the word is here, but they kind of scare your opponent a little bit. Not really scare them. I get intimidate, maybe. Like, hey, I know exactly what's going on in your base. Ha ha ha. Of course, they probably know exactly what's going on in each other player's base, really, for the most part, at any rate. But you never know when someone's going to throw a curveball. Or, you know, you always have to wonder, is someone going to go for an expansion or is someone going to be going for attack? You need to know these things are important to know. And so, of course, scouting is the way to find that out. It looks like Kenshin going to come in here. We do see 3 towers going up from HawK. However, none of them are going to be completed, it doesn't look like. Of course, as Kenshin always getting that first very early arcane tower. I take that back. HawK does have 1 tower up, and he's not able, and Kenshin actually not able to pick off that second one. Too much repair, and these militia are going to be used really effectively. And we do see, of course, Kenshin now running away from this fight, and he's really not doing as much damage as he would like to. Normally, those footmen are all kind of surrounded and trapped right there in that fight. You can see 2 of them make it out. One definitely has lost his life. And the second one now completely getting gangbanged by, that was a messed up word. Getting attacked by those militia, those peasants, and he's gonna also die, which is unfortunate. And we do see now Kenshin running away with 3 footmen, 2 that are, one's very low HP, one that's like a little over half-ish there, and gonna be doing just fine. We do see it looks like 2 of these Archmage are gonna be summoned to go ahead and tank this creep, while HawK actually creeps it out. Of course, that's one thing that illusions are good at, is tanking creeps. That's what they're good at. They tank creeps fairly well. I mean, I say fairly well. Of course, they take extra damage from creeps, but anyway, whatever. The point is that HawK is going to go ahead and pick up another Wand of Illusion from this creep camp. Has his Cloak of Shadows. It's very trusty. Gets a Tome of, I think, Agility is what I thought. I think I saw a Tome of Agility. I'm not sure what I saw there. But anyway, Kenshin now running up here is halfway through, a little over halfway through, perhaps, on that Archmage. I can't quite tell. Looks like it's barely over halfway through the level 2, and of course we do see Kenshin now about to, or not Kenshin, I'm sorry, HawK. This is HawK's Archmage right here. Yeah, getting pretty close to level 4, and he's going to get Sentry Wards, which are really nice. You can see Kenshin coming back in. He just loves to harass this base and economy from HawK. There's a shop going up. You can see, check the text on both players. You can see Kenshin is ahead in tech a little bit here. He does have 3 arcane towers up at this point in case HawK decides to come down there and harass while Kenshin harasses his base. Going to go for this farm. course, this farm needs to be protected from HawK. He does have 2 farms. He's doing double wide blocks here, and the reason why he wants to do that is he doesn't want Kenshin to kill a farm and break in. He wants to have 2 basically barriers right there, which is nice to have. And of course, we're going to see it looks like this time around this might even be an open base from Kenshin, perhaps letting a hero walk in should he want to, but I'm not sure if he really cares. Kenshin going to lose this altar if he doesn't do something very quickly to repair it, and he's not repairing it at all, so he's like, I don't really have to worry about it. We do see a sentry ward going up, and this is going to be able to reveal all of Kenshin's base for 5 minutes, which is quite some time, unless Kenshin actually saw that the ward was placed, in which case he could reveal and kill it for 50 gold, which would be an excellent choice because you don't want your opponent to have permanent sight of your vision for 5 minutes. That's just not good. Here we're going to see the militia are coming out as well as Kenshin's army right now, and he's going to go ahead and kill off the illusion footman. Not really going to be a big issue for HawK at all to lose an illusion. He's not. It's kind of why he has him. Looks like Kenshin going to go ahead and have a altar power built in the back of his base. Really nicely done. I didn't even see that, but he picks up that panda second now. Now there is a HawK summoning a sentry ward right there. Almost certainly Kenshin heard that, so he must know. Will he spend the 50 gold to kill that? I don't know if he really feels the need there, because a lot of times, of course, Kenshin is being fairly predictable, but by just constantly running back to that base and attacking it. But it's really something you don't want to have up, but it looks like he's going to choose to ignore it. He might not have even heard that sound. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to hear it when you're in the heat of battle with all those footmen clashing on each other. But who knows? At any rate, who really knows, right? Are we going to see another Mountain King? Yes, indeed, a Mountain King coming out from HawK as his second hero, and he's going to go ahead and get a Lumber Mill up, as well as a Blacksmithing Teching to Tier 3. Going to be doing some maybe Knights here, maybe some Gyros, or seeing some Knights and Griffins is what I was trying to say. He doesn't really need Gyros against a caster-based army, and that's not good for Kenshin, because a late Tier 3 army is in general going to be better than a early Tier 2 army that we're going to see from Kenshin. This is a very caster breaker type army, which would probably not do too well against Knights and Griffins, because of course Griffins are just really good against casters. Really good against casters. They do magic damage, they do a lot of damage, they attack fairly fast, and you can do AoE damage in a line. So and casters like to be in lines, so that could always be an issue. Looks like both players are going to be doing a little bit of harass. Nope, I'm sorry, I take that back. That was just a single footman. Not going to do a lot of harass on its own. Down here, we're going to see it looks like HawK is going to take out that Arcane Sanctum, pick off a couple of peasants, and try to kill this farm. And he should be able to kill that farm, no problem. Down goes the farm. So Kenshin now just trying to get his army back up alive over here. He does have a sentry ward, and he on those on the panda, level 2 panda, level 3 archmage over here for Kenshin, level 4 archmage, level 1 mountain king. So there is that information, and Kenshin not really in a good spot right now. We'll say that, because this fight now going to go ahead and who's going to win this fight? I don't know. HawK has 3 water elementals right there, just doing a lot of damage. You can go ahead and try to get that footman out, but the footman will go down. There's 1 priest out now for HawK or Kenshin at this point. We're going to see another footman from Kenshin going down. Now that priest is going to probably go down as well. Is it going to go down and mic it away just in the nick of time? Nope. An archmage goes attack, kills it just as it gets into that base. Might have been in safety, but not quite far enough. And we're going to see now HawK trying to run away with this water elemental. It'll probably expire before it goes down, but he might in fact just try to deny it just to be sure. It doesn't look like he's going to need to deny it. It's going to just go down on its own. Down it goes. That Breath of Fire could have got it, but the Breath of Fire was late. I'm not sure if the Breath of Fire was going for the Water Elemental or the Archmage. Probably the Archmage, because the Water Elemental was already gone by the time I cast that. But maybe Kenshin has some lag. Kenshin is, of course, a Chinese player. I want to say he's Chinese. I'm almost positive he's Chinese. He could be Korean, but I'm like 99% sure he's Chinese, because he's in WE for one, World Elite, which is, of course, Chinese. I feel like I used to know Kenshin, because I have a Kenshin from several years ago on my MSN list who's like his name and stuff's in Korean, and he was a very good pro gamer, and so I'm pretty sure he was Korean. I've always thought JN was that Kenshin, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, getting completely off topic right now. In case you're wondering, I'm not bragging about it. For some reason, people think I'm bragging when I say I have like pro gamers on my MSN. I hosted a lot of games for them. I mean, I played with some pro gamers, but for the most part, I was hosting for them. I mean, because I worked for replayers.com for a long time. I worked for Warcraft WC3replays.com for a while, and I was just a fairly active player in general. So I mean, I hosted for a lot of people. I have a lot of people that I know that I hosted for, but I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm saying this. It was just a couple of weeks ago. I remember I said something about having Remind on my MSN. Of course, I don't talk to Remind, but I had him on my MSN because I hosted for him, and people were like, "Oh, why are you bragging about it?" And I was like, "What? I'm not bragging about it. Remind like gave his MSN out to 1 billion people. I mean, it's not. He's a really nice guy, but I'm sure he would talk to you if you wanted to, but." Anyway, again, we're totally back off topic. So here we're going to see that it looks like now HawK coming in here. We're going to back off this fight. He does have, of course, that Knight and a Paladin as the third hero. And now a bunch of militia coming in this fight from Kenshin. He really needs to take an advantage here to really win this game and win the finals if he can. That would be really valuable for him. We're going to see a mortar out from HawK. Is that mortar going to get surrounded? It could potentially get surrounded. No, it's going to get out of there. HawK's Paladin now kind of in a sort of surrounded on the Paladin. But we do see, of course, a staff being picked up for that Paladin. The Paladin going to be able to get out of this fight, even though it's slowed. Just going to go ahead and run away. Now all these militia are now peasants and fighting. Not going to do a whole lot with them. And that Kenshin's Troll Berserker is going to go down, and it looks like this fight is now clearly going in HawK's favor. Quite clearly, that's the power of being tier 3, and Kenshin calls GG, so that is game 4 going to HawK, and that means there's a game 5, which I've already said, and I probably shouldn't have said thinking back about it right now, but I did. So there's a game 5. Click right there if you want to watch it. Of course, if you miss game 3, you can click right there. If you miss game 2, you can click right there twice. And what it means, you'll click right there, and it'll take you to the previous game. Click right there again. Go back. You can chain it that way. It's pretty cool. That's what annotations are for. They're awesome. And that's to have post commentary for this one. Not really. HawK tech the tier 3. Kenshin didn't. Kenshin lost. Essentially, that's what happened. If Kenshin had a stronger push at tier 2 while HawK was attacking, he might have been able to pull that out. But that's always one of the dangers of going Panda second. We saw in game 3, I think, the fruits of going Panda second. But in this game, we're going to see the dangers of going Panda second. So there's always that. And so what will I say? I'll say that is it, and I'll see you guys hopefully in game 5.